Hello. I will try to make this as fast as possible, but I have numerous ideas to present to you. First, we'll have to understand a little bit of the humanology of corruption. It's human to have desire in your heart, correct? And to pursue things at whatever cost or risk of one's reputation. And so they can have the problems set before them due to corrupt patterns one may pursue. For instance, I was going through a lot of heartache around the 1990s. It had to do with my parents' divorce. And I just wanted to be able to connect with my biological father, but my father was off and about having an affair with a woman behind my mother's back. And I always was there emotionally for my mother, and my mother was always there emotionally for me. And so I was going through a loss of psychological masculinity where I was reaching out for men in order to succeed. I was manipulating men through sex, using my body, and the promiscuity, was very justifiable due to the relevancy of my pain having to do with the betrayal of my family, including me having been bullied and dealing with this damaged psyche. And a lot of men make those decisions for themselves, that they're going to go out and to get ahead through the lust and the desires of their heart, create very corrupt patterns because they have no sense of dignity. At least they've lost their dignity, mind you. Later on in life, I then got to my senses and I realized I want to go back to school, and I need to reach out for a much better lifestyle. And so in the 1990s, I was working for my folks, even though they were having this marital issue. And I was managing an inn that we owned in Pismo Beach, California. And, little did I know, none of it would become... One moment, please. Yes, hello? Hello? No, thank you. Oh, gosh. Telemarketing. And a lot of it can be corrupt. Case in point, excellent example, where folks are requiring you to give your last 4 digits of social security number, mother's maiden name, date of birth, all of these things, to scam you. So, rewind. None of it was to become my own as an inheritance, and so I was just working tirelessly to hopefully show that my parents had something as far as my sister and the investment of the heart that I was giving my family. And I had this broken heart, okay? And so I reached out as often as it was to a specific celebrity by the name of Richard Simmons. And from a long shot, a lot of people don't like him, and he's been very made fun of and teased. And I want you to know he's very sharp, and when you later on go ahead and peruse the slideshow that I've uploaded for you and prepared, that you may understand some of his comic relief in society, it should come to your attention. He's quite a leader, quite a man. And so I was reaching out for some type of intercession because I didn't know how to treat men, and I thought, well, Richard Simmons is really drumming to a different drummer, marching to a different drummer, and drumming to a different drummer, all of the above. He was playing his own instrument in the orchestra, and it was off tune. But it made sense because he's brilliant, and he's an individual. And that's what I've learned to do, to take myself up from the ruins and the demise of my consequential outcome from my own corruption, is individuate. So this is before I changed my name to Tyler Lord Hamilton. My name was Jeffrey. And he wrote, "I wish you health and happiness, Richard Simmons." This was in 1994, mind you. So what a fast reply he gave me. This guy, just within a week after I sent the letter to him, indicating my trouble and what I want from my life and the courage I must have to live a better existence. And I'm going to put this back up. All right, so fast forward. I was dealing with a lot of scandal. It's just something I couldn't get out of me. All the male prostitution, the male hustling, the callboy, the erotic masseur, the business boy, the rent boy, and just all around male hustling. To grasp what it means to be a man, and yearning for a positive depiction of psychological masculinity. And so, like they say, don't look for love in the wrong places. And that's what I had done. I had searched for my surrogate father, or my lover, or my boyfriend, or my brother in all the wrong places, and it kind of got me really in a more difficult state of affairs psychologically. So I now Tyler Lord Hamilton, right? And I wrote him another letter. I'm like, I'm really trying my hardest to forgive and to heal from out of the ruins of my parents' divorce. And it's hell. And so, and I'm in a PhD program. I'm studying to be a doctor of philosophy and general psychology. I have a background of male prostitution, and it would really encourage me if you could send out some high thoughts from me, and maybe send me a signed photograph so I could put it on my wall, and it would certainly help build me up to know that I'm not alone. And so this is what he replied with. I was very impressed. And it, again, was a very fast reply. Tyler, always know your worth. Love, Richard Simmons, 2013. And lo and behold, what he did is he telephoned me one morning from out of his kitchen on his landline in Beverly Hills. And I was amazed that he really heard me. And he said to me, this is my eBay receipt. Love to buy, cufflinks on eBay. Anyways, he said in May 2013, "You are good and a talented person. You help people more than helping yourself. The past has given you less self-worth, value. You need to clear this up in your mind and forgive others. Forgiveness of the hardest things to do. You overthink and your heart stinks. You need to change your life a little bit, and when you change your life just a little bit, you will add years. You need to think more positive. You know what you want to do, but not everything. God bless you, sweet man." So there you go. When we overthink our corruption and we lament and we sulk because we miss our sins, and we're helping others, and we are making every attempt to be courteous and gracious to people, our heart begins to stink. See, to change the world, you start with changing yourself. Gandhi said that. And you have to focus on the change in your heart before you can go ahead and promote your love for your community. And we'll have to focus on forgiveness, don't we? So these are very hard things to do, but if you change your life just a little bit through forgiveness, you, listener, viewer, public sector, audience, fans, followers, you will add years to your life. You must be encouraged by this. I don't want to sit here and talk all about myself. I want to talk about the work of Mr. Simmons. So, without further ado, I went ahead and I made something for him, and I haven't sent it in the mail yet because, well, I have to do a couple of things. I have to open up the card because I don't want the card to say Richard S. I mean, what if it means, you know, Richard Sex, Richard Sucks? You know, I don't want Richard Sadistic. I don't want him to know that I am cheapening his legacy and his work. So I need to open up the card, and I did my whole hospitality, entertainment, welcome to my life. My little crest with my crown. And, oh, one moment. Oh. Yeah. And so, this is from Lebanon. It comes from the bureaucrats, the aristocrats. They had these in their homes. It's a rooster, and it's from privileged living in Lebanon, Beirut specifically. But here we are, opening this up, because I wanted to share my love with you. Okay. Dear Richard, I realize many people want a piece of you, and it means more than the world to tell me I know my worth. Said, I have not written you since then because I simply did not want to agitate you, owing to the one facto you need to be respected for earning a living. You give so much of yourself, and you are a rare type. I thank you humbly for being loyal to the universe of love. Yours truly, Tyler. So I think that with the repercussions from these pastimes having to do with male prostitution, I doubt myself of when I can call somebody, when I can write somebody a thank you letter, because I don't want them to think that I'm manipulating them. So this is something that I have to deal with daily. And so I'm coming out about this, and you know, shame can kill somebody. And when I was in the Gay Pride Festival parade in San Francisco years ago, I saw, this was the early 90s, I saw a lesbian on a motorcycle, and she had her lover behind her. And it was a whole thing, you know, dykes on bikes. I don't like to use the word dyke because I think it's a derogatory term. And it said, she was topless, and she only had one breast because she had had breast cancer. And she had a sign over her, and it said, silence equals death. Voice and to be heard equals life. And so it's important to keep your voice, to come clean on the issues having to do with a highly predator and perpetrator society that encourages prostitution, encourages you to be a mind slave and to be the system's whore. And that does a lot of severe turmoil to the soul when you have goals and you want to do things for yourself. So I need to basically take this envelope and write Richard Simmons on it. Okay. And then I need to go ahead and seal it. So this is what I'm going to put in the new envelope. And so let's write his full name. When he called me, he said, "This is Richard Simmons." And I said, "Richard Simmons?" He says, "Oh no, call me Richard." So he's very approachable, but you know, I want to show him that he's a man. He's not a faggot, he's not a queen, he's not a fairy, he's a fitness guru and a very smart businessman, and he's not necessarily needing to be pawned off of as some queer. He's been very teased, and this man needs love like all of us. So let's go ahead and show him that he is a man. People are little boys in this society. The men act like little boys, and he's not a little boy, and we want men to grow up. So, Mr. Richard Simmons, okay, so I don't know, this ink is not very good. It's a Mont Blanc, and the ink is horrible. You know, they say you get what you spend your money on. It's true, but I'm unsure. But it's just not good ink. So this is what we have. Mr. Richard Simmons, because he's a true star. And we're going to put this inside the envelope. We're going to seal this. And we're going to do a entertainment hospitality or entertainment hospitality gesture signature of Tyler Lord Hamilton. And that is, got it. Yes. Abracadabra. You know what I'm going to be doing? I'm going to be sealing this with my little crest. So, this is what we have. It's called a stamp. Okay. And this will make his day. Because you have to know your worth. That's his whole message right now, right? Know your worth. So we'll go ahead and get that ink all on the rubber stamp. And everybody in Beverly Hills, Hollywood, Los Angeles is so preoccupied by branding. And This is all we need for our branding. Oh my, here it is. It's smudged a little bit, but I think he will get the point. One moment. Oh my. Yes, hello? Hello? I'm not interested. You're the second telemarketer that's been contacting me. I'm finished with the corruption. You need to leave me alone. I'm a very nice person, and I'm really trying to bite my tongue so I don't use profanity. Now, leave me alone. My goodness. It's the predator society. It's the perpetrator society. It's just terrible. It's just terrible. You know? It's not very attractive of a society. So, we'll go ahead and put this away. And, abracadabra, look what we have here. We have a little packet for Mr. Richard Simmons. And I'm going to put that in like that. See what I've done with the card? And let's go ahead. I don't want to have to unravel all this because it took me a good amount of time to tie this 4-yarded ribbon. So we'll go ahead and just slip that off like this. And let's see what Tyler Lord Hamilton has for Mr. Richard Simmons. Oh, look at this. What now? Wow, look what we have here. Oh, yes! Modeling portrait supplementations of Lord Hamilton. And another one. Isn't this wonderful? Well, let's read the first one, right? This says, "My dear Richard, your love illumines the stars and sun. Your finest quality, Tyler Lord Hamilton, 2013. This is going to man him up. He's going to love this. And then this one is to Richard Simmons. Many thanks and worlds of happiness for your encouragement, honesty plus time. Love, Tyler Lord Hamilton, 2013. Okay, so what we need to do, my nose is like itching right now. Oh, that's all we needed to do. And let's go ahead and put this back in the wonderful paper. Oh, I hope he's touched by this. I really hope that he understands that he doesn't have to grieve because he's a has-been. But life goes on, and the world is waiting for a comeback from Richard Simmons. And I don't know what that's going to look like, but we have to be very, very, very encouraging to the man, because he never showed any type of weakness, distress during his midlife crisis. Whatever happened to Richard Simmons? Did he ever have a midlife crisis? These things we don't know, because he doesn't get close to people and he doesn't have any intimate friends. He said that on a Howard Stern interview when he was asked his views about same-sex marriage. He completely squirmed from out of it. And when you take somebody like Tyler Lord Hamilton, I mean, really, that is an advocate for gay men against human trafficking, you know, we need to go a little bit further than Richard Simmons not coming clean about his right, you know, his rightful decision of what gay marriage is supposed to be. So this is what we have, and again, we're going to be doing, you know, this contact with him, because eventually we are going to have we're going to propose a business meeting with Richard Simmons, and because of my social climate as a change agent, living out, and people giving anonymous money to me because they're closet cases, doesn't cut it, okay? So let's go ahead and put a little decal. The white one says, "It furnishes us with great pleasure to mail this information to you." Okay, so right here, look. Abracadabra. This man is not going to get away with not standing up for hurting men. And my little decal that says Tyler Lord Hamilton, this also goes on here too. Okay, so just like this. Yes, we don't want this man to pass us off as just a fan. I am a community organizer, and I expect very important celebrities to come out of the woodwork and to hold my hand on this, because I'm not a whore, and I'm very educated, and let's just put this back in its box, and we'll go ahead and get this ready to take to the post office. Okay? And listen, I am not saying anything bad. I'm just making a point, all right? That this man, I'm not saying he needs to come out of the closet and tell everybody he's gay. Maybe he's bisexual, or maybe he loves women. But he's been very hurt. And so have I. And I'm coming out about all these things. And, you know, I'm an advocate for gay men against human trafficking. This is not time to be cowards. So this is my integrity, and thank you very much. Please enjoy this slideshow of Mr. Simmons. He's sharp, he's the best, he's a shrewd businessman. I'm not putting him down. And I want him to be my business partner on some things that we need to work on socio-politically, socio-spiritually, in the social emergency for men that are engaging in activities that are pro-human trafficking. So when you're perusing the slideshow, give it some thought of the urgency for celebrities to come forward. Dankeschön.